events, your team managed to get into the city without too much of an issue, but had to speak with the council beforehand, so they know you're here. So the utmost of secrecy might be to the benefit of everyone. However, as soon as you got here, you managed to explore the city without too many problems. Nikolai and Whisper went out to see if there's anything or anyone that they found that could be suspicious in the area. All they found was a bunch of LARPers that went into the forest to hit people with wooden sticks and swords. There was something there, but I guess you'll never find out what it is. It's not important to the story, but there was something there.
Oh man, I want to go play LARPy. I'm kidding.
Face, Nikolai. You would have beat every single one of them to a bloody pulp.
Nikolai does not, like, if I would be a LARPing person, Nikolai wouldn't use magic. He has a -1 to strength, and his dexterity isn't very high. So, I mean, I wouldn't imagine it would be like, he would just have higher constitution.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? After finishing that off, you all managed to get back together, but not without Dust finding out a few things about their own little story here and there, and finding 2 people that could potentially help them. One whose name was changed afterwards because they didn't like what they were normally called, and one you came to know into the city without too much of an issue. Eventually, the air quotes rhyme was solved. I don't think you ever figured it out, more or less, but you got it. Might as well.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no. Dust did not figure out the rhyme at all. He just asked the Crimson Mare.
Yeah.
So, where can I look? And she just laid it out to me, and I'm just like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Best way to do it is to ask someone. But yeah. After getting together and exploring what might happen, you more or less determined that the council is currently controlling things. Nikolai went out to speak with some farmers here and there about what's currently going on in the town. Apparently, when the sundering happened, a lot of meteors hit the ground. You already know this, but they don't know where their meteors went or what was going on, but they closed down the area to make sure.
Where the meteors were from.
Also that is also true, other than the sky. But they closed down the city to make sure nothing could potentially harm them. At least that's the story that they were going with, but you really got no details, which was the strange thing. Normally these type of things slip by the cracks here and there, but nothing really happened, or at least they couldn't fully remember the story. But another thing was that they kept getting supplies here and there. They were never really low on anything, which was the weird part. Sure, they have a farm here, but it's not so large it could sustain them very, very well. Normally, if you have an agriculture area inside the city, it's just there for precaution, and eventually it's like a last-minute resort thing. So, it's been a couple of months since then, and only recently since they opened the gates, so that would have dried up a long time ago. Go ahead.
By the way, what were they planting when I was helping them plant farming? What were they farming?
Let's see here. Root fruit. I don't know why I wrote it that way, but okay.
Okay, I
cabbages,
didn't know if it was
potatoes.
I didn't know if it was something odd, like they were doing something, or it was just a normal farm.
It looked like a normal farm.
Okay.
Which,
gotcha.
Yeah. But eventually you did, while you were there, feel a tingle around your arm for some reason or another. I don't think you told them the entire story yet, but heading back with the main team, actually before that, while you were still there, Ida spoke with someone that is very closely related to them. Well, in a sense, let's call them demon for now, inside their body that is trying to take root and control, offered them a deal. Whether they take it or not, it's entirely up to them, but it did state that eventually they may not have that choice in the future. As soon as the mind wavers enough, they will take hold and root, so they suggested why not take it up now, before it's too late. So there's...
Did you remember? Dust also had a cups. Oh yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go, Ada.
No, go ahead.
I was just reminding Dogma about a part of the backstory.
What part?
Oh, it was just Dust's part that he talked with the guy.
Oh, wait, I thought you already said that.
He already did? Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. I thought we went to the magic shop and then Dust had his
Yes.
conversation too.
I haven't spoken that part yet. Dust managed to go to the magic shop with everyone in tow before everyone split apart for the night. Coming together inside the shop, you discovered a few things. One, that everyone in the city were given like protection reward items that gave you a +1 to your AC, and maybe a little bit more. Opal was able to interpret, or at least identify, that there is some type of secondary measurement to the system itself, which was a problem because, well, the identify spell wasn't able to synchronize with that. So it's either a blessing or a curse, because usually those are the type of things that aren't registered by mundane magic. That being the case, though, she advised on not wearing it, and you more or less agreed. Afterwards, splitting apart, Nikolai, you did find that some of the farmers here and there were wearing there were different items, but ultimately the same kind of design. You've also learned that each of those armaments were made from the Steel family. Bangles, earrings, jewelry, things of that nature. But when heading back to, I don't know, you thought you went to the farm to do a little bit good. You said you were going to. Might as well. Once you entered back inside the inn, you immediately hit the ground as your head was about to explode. To make yourself feel better, you decided to do that on your own, casting a force lance into your brain, causing yourself to hit the wall and be knocked out for a little bit. Ada was able to assist you and heal you for a bit, making you conscious once more. You told off the guards and they just left because they weren't going to deal with your situation.
Yeah.
And you all spoke about what happened before, that happened. You went to the farm, you felt something before you hit the ground, and then you just hit the ground after casting your force lance. And then before going to sleep, you felt something in your neck. Maybe a weird crack as you did hit the wall. So you examined it, and then you saw something that looked like a bulge, about an inch in diameter, sphere-like, and then you saw it for an instance move, and that's where we left off.
Anna
Yes.
gave perfect of what was going on.
I didn't even
Thank
look
you.
at that.
Thank you. Oh my god, finally someone. I'm sorry, I'm Stranger Things saying it. I saw it. I'm like, this is the exact scene. I swear to God, this is too much. I'm sorry.
Oh man, sort of the leg. It's his back.
Yeah, I thought it was. Wait, did Doc?
I thought it's my
neck or
shoulder.
back? Because I heard neck earlier. But
I was
thought
thinking
it
like
you said
collarbone
back.
area.
Collarbone
Or, like,
area, like close to the back, but not exactly there. Enough where if you turn your head, you can see it at the peripheral of your vision.
Gotcha.
Pretty much the same thing, yeah.
The top at the back.
Oh boy. Okay.
What was that?
And so, like the top at the back. I don't know
Like where your neck meets your collarbone, that area.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where you left off.
You may start.
Yeah, go for it.
Wait, did Ada and Dust see this happen?
It just
No.
happened. Like, you guys were about to leave, and Nikolai turned first and noticed it first.
Right there.
I don't know what to do. I don't know
What?
how to respond to this. I'm like trying to think about how to roleplay it.
If I remember correctly, Nikolai gave an audible
Well,
scream.
that was the
yeah.
DM's
That was
interpretation
me.
of what I
That
was
was me.
doing. But
Whether in your head or outside, it's probably what happened.
Did girly scream. No.
shut up. No.
But yeah, that was my interpretation of the idea. If Nikolai screamed out loud, you can say so.
Okay. What's my What's my like? What's my Am I a solid composed person? Is Nikolai a composed person?
Right now, yeah.
Okay. Is Ada next to me?
Close enough.
Okay. Nikolai's gonna turn around very slowly and look at Ada and say, like, he's gonna do the thing, like, he's gonna, like, grab both of his hands, put his hands, like, and clench Ada's shoulders and be like, Ada, there is something on my neck and it's moving.
What?
Help. I'm trying to stay calm.
Okay. All right. Ada's gonna Dust. I need help here, please.
Like, I'm like trying to like grab you like as much like as like tight
You
like
need
you
to
someone
Calm down.
help
Dust,
please.
Nikolai.
Calm down.
Hey, you try to calm down. Where are we? Are we in the tavern still? Where are we?
We're in the tavern.
Okay, let's go. Can we go upstairs?
We are upstairs.
Oh, we are upstairs.
You're upstairs.
Okay.
You guys rented out the second floor for the, I think, a couple days.
I'm gonna roll a Constitution save to see if I faint or not.
Does Ada still have a Mars
Yeah, I'm
knife?
okay.
What was that, Ada?
Does Ada still have a Mars knife?
I think
Right
so.
there?
Oh, that was just a Constitution roll. That was a Constitution save.
Oh.
That was actually, that wouldn't be a 13. That would be a +4. Yeah, that'd be a 20.
Yeah, you're still fine.
Yeah.
Dust will take the owlbear blood wine that he has and give it to Nikolai. Nikolai,
Yeah. What?
take this and calm down.
Okay.
Okay, so you
Nikolai's
want
like
me...
breathing. Do you see it moving? It's the skin. Look at it. Look at it.
Okay, can Ada look?
Yeah,
It's much
he like removes some of the shirt from his collar area, and you do see like a lump there. Maybe he bruised it on the wall.
And I poke it.
You poke it, and it immediately like moves and squirms,
Oh, okay.
and it looked like it got deeper. Like it's smaller now.
Okay.
Alright.
Bad idea.
Nikolai, I need you to calm down right now, please. Does he have a blunt object? Like a blunt object or a hard object on you by chance?
What are you gonna do with a blunt object?
Just
Mm.
trust me, you need something at least to muffle your screams.
Can we? Why can't we just use like I have
You
clothes
wanna-
and things in my bag?
Okay, then take something out, put it in your mouth.
I take out the different garments and rags that I have in my bag.
You take
Oh.
out something different, and you have them now.
I put them on the table,
Okay.
and I'm holding this thing that Dust gave me.
Okay.
I'm
Drink.
drink what?
The wine.
Drink the wine.
Wine.
Where?
In your
That
hand.
bottle?
Oh, in my
That
hand.
is wine.
Oh,
While all this
okay.
is happening,
okay,
can Ada
okay.
clean off the knife and at least find a way to heat it up?
I take a small sip and then I put it back on the table.
Easily enough, Ada, you do have a candle
no.
there, so you can easily heat it up.
Okay,
Um,
Nikolai, I need you
you
to
also
sit down.
have Dust's chakram as well.
Mhm.
So, Dust can light up his chakram, and he can probably get a hotter flame with his chakram than a candle.
That works.
Ada,
Nikolai, I need you to sit down.
I sit.
Sit down.
Wait a second. Here, I want to like before like some. I know what you're gonna do, and I know I'm like panicking, but I need you to take this, and I give him give her. Sorry, excuse me. The token of honor that Grok, what's his name? Brock? Wait, no,
I think you
I
were
know
right the
his
first
name.
time.
Grok. Yeah, that Grok gave me because I don't want her to fail on this. I want her to have the best opportunity she can.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't know how this will help, but
That gives you. I think is it a +5? What was it? To an ability, or what was it? Was it a plus? The token of honor.
The token of honor is a one-time use. It does give you a +5 to any
+8.
rolls in the future.
+8.
Oh.
I wrote down +8.
From every turn I take?
No.
No.
It's one-time roll.
Like one-time go.
And it one-time roll, and it gives you a +8 to a roll.
Wait, so it's a one-time roll and it gives a +8.
Yeah,
Yes.
once you use it, it's gone
Okay.
forever.
Yeah, it like disappears.
All right. Dust, at least somebody can hold Nikolai down.
I
yeah,
lay
no.
on. We have the
You
counter.
can't lay down. I don't lay down or
Did I-
sit down. Either one. Shit.
I'm gonna lay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the rags on the counter, and then I'm just gonna lay on the counter on the table, like over
Yeah.
here.
Dust is gonna take out
Doing
some
more and
rope.
more to exorcism. My God.
Dust is gonna take out some rope, and he's like, "You're gonna need this," and he just shoves a piece of the rope into Nikolai's mouth. Bite.
What? Okay, fine.
This is going to hurt a lot. I will
Yeah.
admit that.
Okay.
All right. So where is the? Should I say lump? Where is the lump again? Right now.
You move some of his shirt so you can see, and it's close to his neck now. It seemed to have moved a little bit closer to his spinal cord. It's still visible, but you can tell it has gradually gone deeper and deeper into his skin. But you still have time to act if you decide to now.
All right. Ada's gonna.
Can I
open
cast any
into the-
magic before she does this?
Go ahead.
I will say
I'm-
before she does this, Dust, you can do one more thing. Nikolai, you can do one more thing. Mara,
I'll give her-
or
I'll
anything
give her
overseas.
guidance.
Yeah.
I'll give her guidance. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be there, ready, to help Ada out, as well as have my chakram ready, so that when
Do you have a jar?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we have jars? Is there jars in the tavern?
there's
Opal has
probably
the jars.
glass-
You might want a container
Yeah,
that
someone
you
get.
can.
Someone probably
close.
get a jar. Amara, get a jar, please.
Wait, have
Sure.
we used a potion of healing? I think we've used a potion of healing.
Did you?
That would probably work. I have an extra
Yeah.
one. Here you go.
Well, no, we'd still
No,
have
no,
the
it's
bottle.
empty.
We'd still
Well,
have
you
the bottle.
Just pour it out. It doesn't matter. Nikolai just is like starting to just fade. Like he's like seeing like let the lights on the. I don't know how many lights are around, but he's just like the lights are like getting really weird and faint
Yeah.
and like.
Yeah. No, I think we did use a potion of healing, so we'll just use that empty bottle.
Yeah, that's fine if it's big enough. Maybe. But yeah, you have that out. Is there anything else you do, Dust?
I'm ready my chakram to cauterize the opening that we're going to be making.
Okay. Whisper can't do anything here. Either can Fauna and Opal, nope. So, without too much of an issue, Amara does give you Bardic Inspiration. You have a D8 to your roll, to any skill check you make for the next 2
Wow.
minutes.
Dang. Okay.
Ada, what do you do?
All right. I'm just gonna say one way. I guess let's carve into Nikolai. Because
I'm not a piece of meat. Help!
Go ahead and roll a medicine check.
medicine.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have 7. Please, D&D gods.
Oh!
Frank. No. Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. Can I use
That's an 8, but you still have all your buffs if you decide to
He's
use
got
them.
an.
Okay,
What?
so how much
Ugh.
are they? I got a 4 and wait, I need to roll a d4 and then I have
1d4, the token a Valor and Amara's Bardic Inspiration. I'm
Can I
not
use
saying whether you
two of
passed yet or
them?
not, but you have all those to work with.
Okay,
Doesn't an 8 fail
use-
automatically? Or a nat
No,
one?
this is something
no.
else.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna use both the metal and the D4 roll.
So the
Please.
metal is a +8, so that's 16 right now.
16, 18.
18. And you still have one other thing if you want to use it. Otherwise, that's your total.
You have the Bardic Inspiration
Yeah,
too.
I
you could-
know.
Yeah.
You know, let's use the 2. That's 22, right? Or do I also roll for Bardic Inspiration?
You would roll for Bardic
Wait, what?
Inspiration.
That's also 1d4, right?
No, that's 1d8 now.
Oh, frick.
Wait, how'd
Okay.
you get 22?
Never mind.
So that's 8 plus 8, that's 16, plus 2, that's 18, plus 7, that's 25.
Wow.
Math.
So, here's the thing. That's not enough to pass, but that's enough to potentially do something else. As you carve into the flesh of Nikolai wants you to go ahead and roll Constitution saving throw.
Gotcha.
Oh, frick.
The flame and the steel begins to burn into your skin. Nice. You manage to
nice.
keep conscious, but the burning sensation and the smell just make you nauseated and you feel like passing out. But
Yeah.
Ada's quick enough before this thing burrows any deeper to carve around into and around this weird worm thing.
Okay.
But this thing right now is attached to some of your muscle tissue and the nerve endings there. You have, like, anyone currently except for Nikolai right now has one action they can take. Whatever it is will be the end result of this scenario.
Oh, frick. Let's see, what are the options I have right now? So I carved around it,
You
right?
carved around it, but you can see that this thing has like a mouth attached to the muscle tissue, as well as some nerve endings in Nikolai's skin. I'm not going to give you any more details than that, but you can see the thing. You can see it's attached currently to Nikolai. And, well, I don't know. You can grab it. You can use magic. You can do another medicine check. It's entirely up to you, but it's a quick action, no time to build up on everyone unless you activate it now.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to do anything, right?
No.
Right now, you are honestly helping by not being unconscious, which is
Gotcha.
why I made you roll the Constitution save.
Gotcha.
Before we do anything, Des, what are you going to do?
I'm just looking up something quickly. Because what I'm wanting to do, we can see the parasite, right?
Yes.
I'm wanting to use my Hayward's handy spice pouch to put a spice, to like dump a spice on it, to essentially cause it to writhe in pain, to
Oh.
to break contact because of the pain.
That
is
would hurt me as much it was hurt the parasite.
that is a
but okay.
possibility.
You know what? This is fine.
You go for it. I'm gonna stay quiet.
So-
Des, I'm saying that is a possibility. Just tell me what spice.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up.
Holy frick! This is insane. My mind can't wrap around this anymore. All right.
Yeah, I will tell you the first number you had to beat on the first go was 28.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah, these things are hard to get rid of, if not impossible.
Yeah, I looked this up like an hour before the campaign. I was like, how do I get rid of these things? It said there's no possible way to do it besides like a ritual or the spell wish.
Yeah, there's no
And-
canon way outside of those things.
Well, it's not that it's so. The fact that it didn't it didn't go directly into my head made it possible, because
Yeah.
if it would
Mhm.
attach to my head, then it would become impossible. But the fact that I negated it from actually attaching itself to me directly, it's it's possible
I gave you a
to
chance.
get it out.
Could I?
Yeah.
You can confirm if I'm wrong about this, Dogma, but there is a way, but it causes Nikolai's head to be smashed in and then resurrected.
If you have the resurrection spell, that's a possibility. But that would also involve you guys killing Nikolai,
Yeah.
Okay.
which would
Would you say that this parasite would be maggot-like?
it's close to maggot-like.
Okay. We're going to do a cinnamon clove blend.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Not gonna lie, this sounds really good. I know that's a wrong thing to say right now.
It's cinnamon. It's wintertime.
But it's a cinnamon clove blend. And I've just looked up, and cinnamon, it kills maggots. And clove actually aids in that, and it helps break maggots away.
That's
Yeah.
smart.
All right, I'm gonna make it roll a con save, but it does have a bonus of Nikolai's bonus. So, what is your Constitution bonus, Nikolai?
My Constitution save,
Constitution save
Plus-
bonus.
+7.
Okay. I'm gonna make this difficult for it because this is basically a thing that should or could get rid of it. So I'm gonna say DC 15.
Oh no, that's too high. Or too low, sorry.
That's too low.
Too low. Like, you gotta make it 20.
I would say on the low end, a 16.
I'll make it 17. That's
Okay.
fair enough.
Ranger Dogma just rolled a nat 20.
I mean, it gets a +2 due to its own constitution, and then +7 for Nikolai's con. So it's still pretty big.
You know what, Dogma, if you get a nat 20, I will give you applause. Like, I wouldn't be mad. I would just give you an applause.
No. Remember, this is me we're talking about.
Yeah.
I was going the other way around.
know.
Yeah, 15 is
Christmas
actually
spirit.
good because
We never
it's trying to make the Constitution saving throw. So yeah,
Yeah.
15 is actually a good number.
I honestly agree with Dust, though. It should be hard
Yeah.
for it to pass because it's currently what's it
I
called?
was thinking it should be easy because it's using my abilities. So yeah, never mind. I went the wrong way. I was thinking about it
It's all good.
backwards.
Okay, here we go.
Yep, you called it.
Ada, how did you do that?
I was going to give you. I said I was going to give you, so. Damn. Christmas miracles happen, Dogma.
Wow. Wow, that's not a Christmas miracle.
It's for him.
The Christmas curse.
So immediately Dust brings out a good amount of the cinnamon clove combo and like puts it in the wound. As soon as that happens, this thing like bites heavily into you, and I want you to make another con save as it's just trying to survive off of the nutrients it is absorbing from your body.
Why? Oh my gosh, it burns. Holy crap.
You're fine.
Oh,
I'm gonna say you take no current damage, but you feel a lot of pain. Ada, one last thing you do.
Do that. That's not good. Let Ada do all the medical things.
Hang on, I need to recover after that. Hold on, give me.
You have a +7 to your Constitution saving throws.
Holy cow!
Wait, why is this a +9 then? But it's still nat
Extra
20.
+2. He got an
Uh,
extra +2.
man.
It's currently using Nikolai's body to sustain itself, so it'd be +2 due to its own thing, and then Nikolai's own form.
No, my rolls are pretty bad. Just gonna risk it. Ada's gonna pull it out.
What?
Okay,
It's gonna risk so much. I know, but it's
Athletics.
still a chance to cut.
athletics, and then after that, a medicine check immediately if you pass this athletics check.
Alright.
Oh my gosh.
It's not gonna go well. Okay, so it's athletics and then medicine again? Yep, not going well. Oh, never mind with the medicine check though, dang.
Do you?
All right,
do you
this
get-
is
Can you add anything to that athletics check?
unfortunately not. Amar and the rest of the gang do not get a chance to act because this is the immediate happening here and now. Unfortunately for Amar. So you grab onto the thing and you begin to pull it away. This is a strength check against you. And Nikolai did say he had a minus to strength. So what's your minus?
-1.
Cool.
Do I have any strength check or?
It has a 0, so it's a -1.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a 7. Immediately you grab onto the thing and you just rip this. I'm sorry, Nikolai. This time you actually are going to take damage.
Sorry, Nikolai. I'm so sorry.
I would imagine. How many nerve endings does it rip?
You hit constantly. I'm just going to roll a d4.
If Nikolai
What?
4.
has no ability to move,
Four? How much damage per nerve ending?
I'm going to say a d6, honestly.
So a d6, so that's, I'm going to roll 4d6?
Yeah, 46 and take that damage.
Oh, 16 damage. Okay.
It rips off of your shoulder, but right now you're fine, or at least you're better than you were before. As soon as this happens, Ada, you see this thing begin to try to worm into your own skin, and you just quickly get the jar and flip it in there. With quick medical precision, you just close it immediately and press Nikolai's shoulder that's currently open back into place and begin to hold it steady for someone to suture it closed or magically suture it closed.
I'm
anyone
gonna, Dust is going to do prestidigitation quickly to kind of clean the wound up. And he's like, I'm not good at sewing, but we can cauterize it.
I'm not gonna like Dust. If you want to hold it, I can totally sew it in. But
Okay.
do you want? Are you comfortable with that?
Dust will move change positions with Ada.
All right. With
Holds it.
Dust's help of holding it closed, Ada, you begin to suture it closed. Honestly, this is your thing. This is honestly what you've been trained for. I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Interesting thing here. How many of the people were looking so Whisper, Amara, Opal, and Fauna, how many of them are freaked out by this?
Whisper's seen worse. Fauna just seems it's fascinated, and Opal thinks, what the heck did you bring? So Amara, honestly, the only one freaked out by this.
Mm-hmm.
So Whisper does state, well, that's new. And Amara does go, what the hell did you bring back, Nikolai?
Ow.
Nikolai, hold still, please.
Fine.
Please. You can talk after, okay?
10 minutes later, after the suturing is closed and the weird writhing worm thing is like stopped moving in the jar currently, it's on the table. Nikolai, you're not healed, but you are going to be healed. You're no mortal damage right now. Although you're
maybe some mental trauma. I don't know.
Probably. I will also say right now you feel like numbness in your left hand.
What? The hand? My gym hand?
The gym hand.
Oh gosh! It was like put to sleep kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of. Like you can still use it, but it's that weird tingling sensation.
It's like pins and needles kind of thing. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna, once we figured that out, I'm gonna sit at this table over here, just sit there, kind of like laying my hand on the table.
Yeah.
Well, good job. Good job.
It's not this big.
It's okay. Yeah, it's like very small. Very nice.
Just put it in like the glass that's on the table.
Who drinks it? But no. After a immediate medicine, combat is over, awkwardly enough. I think this is the most damage Nikolai took so far during this city.
Yeah.
Self-inflicted.
Must have been.
Self-inflicted, yeah.
Because last week I think you dealt yourself like 41 points of damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 41 points of damage just with the psychic lance.
Yeah. Nikolai's got a headache. He's got a torn up shoulder, neck / back, and his hand doesn't feel great. Well, that was a fun evening. How do you? You guys are. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
That's why I don't go at night.
Well, hey, don't blame me because every single farmer that I went, actually not every single farmer, but about, I'd say maybe half of them have that in them.
Give or take. Amara does state, so they're farming these things?
No. They don't know they have it. We don't know how many people could have it, but it seems like this town has been infected by these worms.
Well, that's definitely problematic. Fonda does state, that's all she says.
So, what I can tell is that a lot of them that I knew, can I make like a correlation, but not lead it to a causation, kind of like a make a, what's it called?
Hypothesis?
Hypothesis. So Nikolai's gonna he's gonna look up and just kind of be, well, the people that I saw there, they had a lot of emblems on them, rings and necklaces and different trinkets, and all of them had the same symbol of the Steele family. But I want to say that the people that had the symbols, I'm not sure if they had the worms or not. And I'm not sure if that might mean that the people that have the trinkets have the worms.
Well, we do know that at least with these trinkets, bangles and whatever other items that they had incorporate something, either a blessing or a curse. Probably most likely a curse to make it easier for those things, and Dust will point at the worm.
You remember
Purple, sluggish kind of thing.
Yeah,
the same figure as in, and I pull out the book and I turn to the page that I showed him, the little diagram / picture of that slug creature that I saw.
Yeah. Showing him once more, you can tell that these are pretty honestly close. Although it's more artistic style interpretation, it is honestly the same type of thing. Based off of the analysis of the book itself, you also know that these things are like the progenitors to something bigger, something with a lot more power, and, well, they were known as mind flayers. These things have a lot of magical potential, but don't really use magic in the same concept as others. They use mental magic, which is, in a sense, just using your surroundings to your own benefit without needing to tap into the weave or the magical circulation in the air, which is a problem because you can't counteract their magic. And you guys already read this stuff, so you already know.
Well, yeah, but now you can confirm that something, we can tell that this book can tell us what we're going to do and how we're going to fix what's going on in this town. Partly.
Yeah, this is a big problem.
Fauna does state, maybe, if it is a curse, to make it easier for people to be controlled, why aren't there more of, she points towards your book, those things with the squid heads in the city?
Oh. Yeah. Do you know Dust?
Yes. This worm here, this parasite, is a juvenile. it'll take time, and then Dust will take the book from Nikolai and turn it to a picture to a mind flayer. It will take time for them to reach this point, and then it'll just until they're like this.
How much time?
Dust will quickly look through the pages and see if there's just in that general area to see if there's information on a rough timetable.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation. It shouldn't be that difficult. You already know the section.
Yeah, he's the only one that can read it.
Natural 20.
I'm surprised Ada didn't call that one. Let's see here. You can tell that from time to time, depending on like how ready the worms are, it could take a week to maybe a month. And based off of the more or less stage of the leech thing, it would have taken maybe a week.
So, what do we? Okay, so what? Well, how are we gonna do what we're gonna do to these? Like, help these people? Are they all doomed? Because we can't surgically remove all of them. We have to. Do we just say we save the ones that aren't infected? And how are we going to get the trinkets off? And who's the person behind all this? And how are we going to investigate them?
You do know that the Steele family is involved in this.
Well, the
Thing
Steele
that I'm
family is
most
a big
worried about-
name.
The thing that I'm most worried about is the time frame. Low fast is a week. The full length would be a month. Month or two. It's been 7 months. It's been several months since the Sundering.
Well, why are they here now?
No, they've been here for a while. There's a very good possibility that they've already gained control. They're just using illusion magic to fool everybody.
4 or 5 months ago is when the Sundering happened, when the meteors hit the ground. Around 3 months ago is when the trinkets were delivered to everyone in the city to say, hey, your council is looking after you. Here's some protection magic. And then literally tonight is when you were hit with the worm that would have turned you into this mind flare thing after a week. So if they have more of these, definitely people here should have turned.
So either this. So you're not saying that the Steele family is behind them turning people, but it's weird that they have trinkets, and you're 100% sure on the illusions that they're using?
This is just what I'm thinking. And I'm not saying it was exactly the Steele family who did it, and who knows, it could have been the entire council, because the council was investigating the Sundering, where they had a crash within the city.
So I think, well, for one, we all need to get some sleep. Me, very much included. And I think first thing tomorrow, we need to try and go investigate where that meteor hit.
Opal does state, other than that, we might need to investigate the other members of the council. If we don't go directly to the Steele family just yet, having at least some knowledge of them from a third party might be beneficial. Maybe.
Just Whisper, do you want to take point on that? I don't need to be... I'm not cut out for the stealth as much as I thought I was. It took a leech to get into my head to figure that out.
I thought you did fine. The leech thing aside? don't really know what happened there. We might need to investigate the farm. I don't know.
Whisper, giving the gravity of this, you don't need to sugarcoat it. Tell me if I did horrible.
Not the worst I've seen. You didn't die your first go out, so not the worst.
Okay.
Actual training would benefit you.
Yeah. But I don't want any of. I'd rather have a single covert person. I mean, if Dust, you can agree with this, or Ada, investigating the Steele family and seeing who we could look in more further into, and the rest of us can go stake out and see what the meteor location is. Or we could do something else. I'm throwing out options here.
Whisper does agree to head out and investigate one area you decide for her to go in. Like, that's kind of her job. She can easily do that. She is an informant. So she can get that, and you'll have that mission complete. If you ask more of her than just one job, well, then it gets tricky.
Yeah.
Dust is actually going to send out his air elementals again tonight to look for the crash site.
Okay.
Because even though people can't remember where it is, even though it's been a couple months, there would still be potential. There'd still be signs of it.
Fauna,
Uh-huh.
I used polymorph on you, right, before?
Maybe.
You're good at tracking, right?
From time to time, I need to.
Okay. Well, I don't really feel like going out tonight.
Okay.
Can you go out and help Nikolai or help Dust familiars, and I can you can turn into an eagle. I can turn you into an eagle.
Okay.
Eagles would not be the best.
What would you suggest?
An owl.
An owl? Okay, we'll do an owl. And then I cast her. It only lasts for an hour, so make sure you stay on top. And then I cast turn her into an owl, and then let her give back up to I did it twice to the familiars.
I will bring out the spell, conjure minor elementals. We're gonna go the 8.
All right.
Level.
And do you know the elemental's investigation? Like, they're for sure gonna find something. You need to roll it like 8 times. But I still need to check.
Give me a second.
You're looking for investigation check?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a perception check?
I mean, it's all in the interpretation of perception. If the elementals are like well aware of what should be in this world, that's one thing. But if you're specifically telling them to go look for something, that's another.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I mean, the elementals probably can be better at that, but the owl's meant to be like a scout kind of thing. So
Yeah.
she's
Also, Fauna is not really from this area.
yeah.
While she would know more dangers than the elementals, she would also need to roll investigation.
Yeah. She could send. She gets
this guy's
negative.
We have a -2 to intelligence.
They have negative. An owl has -4 to intelligence.
Okay. I'm just gonna make the elementals checks at 0, so just roll a D8. Sorry, D20 8 times.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it a 0 bonus subtraction because there's like 8 of them.
Okay, I'm just gonna do D. Wait. Okay, hold on.
Oh,
One got lost.
good start. Good start.
3,
Okay, that's good.
4,
All
5, 6, 7, 8.
What
Decent rolls.
What do you
Yeah.
want to do for Fauna? Are you rolling Fauna rolls?
Oh, I'm
or-
rolling for her separately.
Do you use the owl stats?
I'm just gonna use her stats. Don't worry
Oh.
about it. Her stats are better than the owl's.
Well, yeah, but she's an owl.
That is true. Making it worse for
Inte-
yourselves. That's fine.
I know. Well, I mean, you gotta be true to the game.
That's true.
True.
All right. Owl. Up.
Yeah.
It has no bonus.
What?
In like skills wise, it has no bonus other than the standard bonus, which is a negative.
Yep.
D20 plus modifier. She finds nothing.
Yeah.
Aw.
Okay.
Perception though.
The perception would be pretty good. The elementals head out into the area, and Fauna gets more or less distracted while observing the area as an owl, new form, maybe new place. She eventually has to track down one of the elementals that went into a daycare because they got lost. To bring them out before any damage could be done, that's where that the natural one came into play. However, the other elementals scurry around from place to place until they come back towards the inn. You guys are currently resting, relaxing, and not dying of anything anymore. Looking at you,
Ada-
Nikolai.
Yep.
For the entire night, Ada's just gonna take care of Nikolai.
Yeah.
She's gonna take care of him.
Can I have? Do you have any like some bread? And
I mean, rations.
oh, okay.
Sorry.
Maybe do you have some like porridge or something? I would love some porridge.
Nikolai, I can't cook. You know that, right?
You could ask
I
the
mean, I
innkeeper
could probably
if
ask. Yeah, I
if
could
he
probably
has
ask.
soup or something.
Yeah. Eventually, you can easily get stuff. You spend your night getting Nikolai's bandages recleaned.
I'm acting like helpless just because she's
know.
being like more of a yeah.
But
Yeah.
Ada, you take your time helping out. Nikolai's rebandaging his wounds from time to time because it honestly didn't happen that long ago when you had to cut in heavily into his shoulder, more or less, shoulder neck area, and then basically suture it closed. So it's still kind of bleeding out a little bit. But you
Ah.
get a meal here and there. Amara assists you, of course. Whispers does not. Neither does Opal. They don't care enough. But you are attending to Nikolai until everyone eventually goes to sleep. Before Dust fully gets knocked out of his own exhaustion, a few elementals come into the area, and then an owl comes into your porch. Not porch. Blanking on the word of window frame.
Ooh,
There we go.
window pane.
Anyways, they come in and then transform back into their normal form. And then the elemental, in their own primordial language, does state, I did find a strange chasm thing inside of a large field with various people inside. They were collecting food, I think, heading inside a small village, inside the big city village. You assume a farm?
Thank you. You each are dismissed.
They all puff into smoke, disappearing from this plane of existence for now. You call them enough. That's probably the same ones.
Yeah.
And Fauna sticks around going, Okay. And then just like leaves.
Is she still an owl?
No.
No.
Oh, I didn't know how long she was an owl while she was sitting in the window pane.
Like an hour.
Wait, what?
Wait, really?
Like she was an owl for an hour.
I know, but like, how long did it take her to get back?
45 minutes.
So she was an owl for 15 minutes when she got back because I would have went to sleep. Well, actually, I couldn't go to sleep because if I went to sleep, I would lose concentration. Darn it.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you, but
Never mind.
I've already told you.
Okay.
Dust, was an owl for like 2 or 3 minutes when she got there and then turned himself back. But Nikolai, you did go to sleep. You just don't know if you waited long enough. But she was an owl for a good amount of time. That being said, though, you guys eventually fall asleep, and when you do, I want everyone to go ahead and roll an intelligence saving throw.
That's never good.
Well-
Okay.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, at least it's not a 1.
I got an 11.
Natural 20 on the other side.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now these are the rules. Who has the bangle?
The what?
The what?
The silver band that the merchant gave you guys. The cursed, blessed,
Why?
maybe object.
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't
What
know.
magic do I remember about that?
But it's still in its box, and it would be probably in his bag, nowhere near him.
Who? Dust?
Dust?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Like, we made it a point not to put it on.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you put it on. I just need context.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Well, recipes dust, I guess.
New character time. Let's go.
No, it's fine.
I'm joking.
So, Ada, you eventually fall asleep after making sure Nikolai's sutures are fully closed, rebandaging him, making sure he put his forage away. Mara picks up the stuff and like cleans up, so you eventually just pass out after just taking care of Nikolai. Nikolai, you yourself pass out after just exhausting yourself. It's been a tough day. You've had to magically get rid of something and then painfully get rid of something.
Should I roll to see if I have a nightmare?
Oh, don't worry about it. I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Wait, do we? Okay, I'm not gonna ask.
Nikolai, you yourself eventually fall asleep before Ada does. Not too far off, but enough time that you know that she's still awake tending to you. And Ada, when you realize that Nikolai is asleep, you yourself just fall asleep after no longer having to deal with it. Sorry. It's a mean way of saying this. No longer having to deal with Nikolai. And Dust, you yourself, after getting the messages and relaxing, putting your stuff in the corner of the room, and all that stuff, you eventually fall asleep after dismissing everyone. Fauna leaves and enters into her own room. I need to roll 4 things.
Damn.
Okay. And before you guys fully wake up, taking your full long rest, healing yourselves and all that, Nikolai, you do. Don't worry about that part. Nikolai and Dust, you begin to hear a weird bell ringing. You're not sure if it's in your mind or in your imagination, but you can definitely hear a type of gong just clicking and clacking, as if Dust, you can tell that whatever the bell is, whatever sound it's making, it's a type of resonance that only silver could make. But it begins to hit and chime heavily inside the air while you're sleeping, maybe while you're dreaming. It's kind of hard to tell, but when you hear that sound within your minds, both of you, Nikolai and Opal, and Dust, and everyone else except for Ada, you begin to feel something within your heads, not something that's crawling inside your mind, but image or an imaginational thing that you are creating. These phantasmal things begin to almost feel like you're inside of a city street with various things just walking around you, but never touching or interacting with you. And then you hear something in front of you. Footsteps. And Dust and Nikolai and the rest of the gang minus Ada, you all see yourselves in the same area. You try to communicate perhaps, but you cannot hear every other person's words. But you then see a robed figure in a shroud, covered in strange symbols that are iconic in nature, but you can tell are... the best way you can describe it is infernal and primordial, a mixture of the two. This thing in the shroud seems to be speaking with a feminine voice with silver-locked hair, just barely visible past the hood. Speaking towards your entire group, you hear them state, "Well now, strangers, what brings you into this neck of the woods?" And you feel that strange vocal cord constriction of your team just slips away as you hear like maybe Opal or Amara stating, "What's going on? Who the hell are you?" You can now speak with each other and this thing. If you decide to.
Nikolai doesn't talk yet. He's staring.
I guess Ada
And-
woke up early, huh? I'm sorry, I had to.
It is sound asleep.
Dust can read both infernal and primordial. So, what are the kind of symbols on the cloak?
The infernal ones seem to be names coalescent to like maybe dwarven people, elven people, orcs, and the like. Like all names that are attributed to people. Like it's a weird thing to do, but stylized, it looks cool. The primordial ones seem to be consistent with like chains of binding, bound inscription, magical spell components or at least magical inscriptions, writings that connect with like hold person, hold monster, and things of that nature.
Does it seem like it's more of those bindings are to bind that individual?
The way the primordial ones look, yes. The way the infernal ones look, no.
Okay.
But again, you can now speak with each other minus Ada because she is currently not there.
Yeah.
Huh. When Nikolai opens his mouth and just is like, "Well, I've seen some things. And you have a nice robe."
That is not at all answering my question.
Well, it's fancy seeing you as well. I've just been around town, and it's been a nice pleasure to see this place, and I love what you've done with the place. It's very fascinating.
I see. Spies, then. Going around
I don't think
answering
I'm a
with my words.
spy.
Using your own to try to go around them. Very well.
No, I don't think that we're on the same page here.
Then. It doesn't matter. I've given you two choices. Two options to tell the truth. So I will not give you a third. I'll be keeping my eye on all of you. Even
What's
the
your
one
name?
that's not here. Now I don't need to tell you that now, do I? You didn't give me information. Why should I give it to you? We'll meet again. You, me, or my children. Till next time. And make sure you don't try to become another of my children. Or else you may not be able to get rid of it. Because I highly doubt you will.
If you try again, I'm gonna kill you.
You can try. You can certainly try.
You can try to get me as all as you want, but if you get any of my people that I've been around, my friends, you surely are going to die.
And this thing, whatever it is, feminine in nature, but definitely vicious in tone, begins to cackling laugh and fades into the darkness. Those strange, whispering motions of movement around you, never touching you, but you can see that are there, begin to roam around and move until you are startled awake. Nikolai, Dust, and the rest of the gang minus Ada. Ada, you honestly well rested.
Can I roll an intimidation on that person, or am I in her mindscape, so it doesn't really matter?
You're in not a mindscape. Rather, your mind was it concluded, yes, but the way it was, she didn't seem intimidated by anything.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. You can try, but I'm honestly going to say that it's going to be very, very hard.
How hard?
Like, not to 20 hard.
Oh. It wasn't that bad.
It's not bad. You can tell that they're more or less impressed that you're standing up to them, but they're not at all going to back down.
Yeah. I knew it would have been hard, but, like, I didn't know if I was feeling saucy that day or not.
Their entire thing is strength of the mind, so...
I mean, Nikolai's pretty... I mean, he's got a pretty good grasp of knowledge. It's just that he's not a very wise guy.
But you all wake up with a start. Honestly, probably causing Ada to wake up after they just hear Nikolai state, "And I'll kill you!" or something of that nature.
Yeah, something like that.
But you all wake up just fine.
Do I get all my hit points back?
You do.
Yes, 69.
I always forget you have that.
Yeah.
But you do hear Opal like banging on everyone's doors, going, "Meeting room now! Problems!"
Oh my gosh. You guys didn't even go back to your bedrooms. I was the only one that went back to my bedroom.
I had to clean up the mess. I had a reason.
The worm's still there, by the way.
Oh, good.
It looks like it's sleeping.
Can I put that thing in the bag of devouring? That'd be great.
It wouldn't eat it because it's inside of something else, but you can put it in there. That's fine.
Wait, like I have to dump it in the bag of devouring? I couldn't eat, like it wouldn't devour. Okay.
Ironically, because it's contained in something else. Because I believe it eats like flesh and stuff. It wouldn't have any exposed flesh to eat.
Okay.
It's like any living thing that enters in, it will be consumed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so you literally just have to like break actually the cork as it's going in.
Well, I suppose we just leave it here for now, and then we save it for I don't know.
Given the bag of devouring devours something over a period of time too.
Well, I suppose it's just more of a verification to having it. But yes, on to the further topic of our wonderful conjoined dream. Ada, you missed out.
Did something happen?
Yeah, I'd say. Some weird thing spoken inside of my head. No one's supposed to do that.
You have privacy that you don't like to have telepathic thoughts or something?
Yeah, usually. So I don't know what that was about.
It is.
Well, that was definitely the mother.
Yes.
I don't even know what that means. But I'm
It
assuming...
means that she is the mother to that. And I point to the worm.
Currently sleeping. Opal goes, "All right, fine, fair enough. I need more questions, but you can't answer them."
She said children. So every single person that has a worm is her children.
That is still weird. Anyways, I'm assuming everyone here minus Ada had that weird dream.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. When you guys then, I'm just going to explain it easily enough. If the mother did find us here and actually told us that they'll be keeping an eye on us, we need to be very careful. If I had to guess, they can't currently act in the open unless we do something to cause them to act. So that's a thing that's happening. And another, man, this sucks, but
we also tipped her off because I didn't answer her question directly. So now she thinks that we're spies and we're supposed to. And now it's just she's out to get us, basically.
Whisper does state, I mean, she's not technically all wrong. That being said, though, the job title isn't exactly all spies. But that being said, though, we do need to be careful inside the city now. Like, more than before. So, the longer we stay, the more likely damage we're going to do upon ourselves. If only one night caused this, who knows how much more happens if we stay here too long.
Okay. Here's the plan. I have a failsafe. We do the same plan as before. And whisper. If anything goes wrong,
murder me.
Do we want to murder you? Is that the plan? No. I'm going to hand. I never used the fireball scroll, right?
I don't believe so.
Whisper, can you use this? I put the fireball scroll on the table.
As long as the caster made it so that anyone that opens it can cast it, yes.
Okay. If you get into any trouble, this is a fail. I guess I don't know if this is better than anything that you can do. I know you have magic, but in a different way. Use this if you come into any problems. I want to say if we ever need to get out of this town, we can all have a designated location, and then I will activate. I want to say a message. So I'm just going to say out loud. I'm going to message everybody a location that we all know, and we can all meet there. And the location is so I'm going to say in everybody's head, message individually, and say through message, we're all going to meet at the magic shop, and everybody, and then respond with yes and confirm, and then we can teleport out of the city using teleportation circle to a different location if we've been compromised and we don't want to get farther down the rabbit hole of one of person getting too infected or something like that.
Makes sense. Better than nothing. And then Fauna does state, okay, do we want to split up or stick together? I know Whisper can do things alone, but what are the main things we should do today?
I would vote for going to the crater.
We know where the crater is. There's something interesting going on there. But with the individual who is the cause of the problem, that is who we met last night. If we go there, she will know. That will lead to combat. I think it would be best if we do that later, where we're all as a group.
Well, we are, you want Whisper with us?
Opal does state, right now she has no idea what we're up to, so she will only just be investigating. As long as we don't tip our hands, we should be fine.
As a group, you mean all of us, including Whisper, or just Whisper is because Whisper is the only one that's going to be not with us.
Well, we do need to look at some more of the archives. I think that's what we should do today. Kind of look into the archives.
The archives meaning?
Going back to the library.
Nikolai kind of groans.
At least a few of us. Some others can go around and look around the city, just being very careful, of course.
So acting like we're tiptoeing, tips are off that we think that she's scared us and scared our tactics. So we're tiptoeing and being more cautious because she thinks she's a threat. So if we need to act the same that we would have acted regardless of her interacting with us.
Yes, but we also have to be careful. Like, we can split up. I'm just saying, if we go to the crater site, and I'll like relay the information that I got from the elemental, where supplies are being taken. Were they being taken out?
Uh,
Of the crater?
no. The way your elemental describes the place, it seemed to be a farm that they were cultivating fruits, vegetables, and things of that nature.
Oh, okay.
I
So
don't think elementals farm, so that was the best way I could describe it.
okay.
If I'm wrong, let me know. I don't know everything.
No, that would be fine.
Yes.
It was in the area of the farm.
They were taking boxes and stuff away from like a shed house. That much is true. Like that, you did read correctly.
Yeah. They were taking things away from it. And if we get close to that, that's almost a dead giveaway, what we're looking for. That's what I'm saying.
So
is
let's-
we can still go and look and do our investigation.
So what is the options that are on the table? What is our options here?
Amara
What are
does,
you- Yes.
Amara
yes,
does
sorry.
state. Well, the options right now are investigating the council, whichever one of them. Going to the archives and investigating anything that we can find there. Investigating the crash site, which would be near the farm, as Dust suggested. And potentially a fourth option is to acquire any information we can from the civilians. But each one poses a threat, as we do not know who we can and cannot trust.
And are all of those options meant to be focused with all of us or individualized?
Not necessarily, as long as we're careful, but if we're not, then we would be at a disadvantage, as we do not know who's friend or foe. Opal does state, though. Yeah, speaking about that, you know the whole worm thing inside your head, Nikolai? You know, the one that's on the table?
Yes, I'm aware.
If one of us can use some type of mind magic, we might be able to find them if we know what we're looking for. So does anyone have, like, message sending, read thoughts?
Well, I have message. I don't know how powerful that can actually be with a worm, but I feel like a sending spell would be a lot more efficient.
Well, that's true, but nothing is impossible. I just never done this before. But those are the only things I can currently think of that might be able to tell us if there's a secondary thought pattern inside someone's head.
The best option would be scry. I mean, maybe would scrying be good? I feel like scrying would be the best option.
Scrying would probably work.
I got 2 spells. I got Suggestion and Crown of Madness.
Crown of Madness actually sounds very enticing. Does that hurt it?
Give me a second.
Because if it does, Nikolai kind of puts his hands together and like a little like touches his fingertips, like he's scheming. Like,
yeah,
wonderful. Yeah.
I basically control them, control an individual. If they fail the saving throw,
Does it say humanoid?
Yes.
Damn it.
If they have control of the humanoid form, they would be classified as humanoid.
Yeah, but you can't control the worm because a worm isn't a humanoid.
Yeah, but if you do try to do this and something fight backs against you, you would know that something else is there. So you would be aware that they have a worm thing.
Gotcha. So we can't use Crown of Thorns on the worm itself. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we could. This would be a way to determine in combat if they are being controlled, potentially, or just if they're being controlled. But it is, if I use it, it is a dead giveaway because a crown materializes on their head.
Indeed. Okay. I think we should make up our minds. I want to vote. I'm voting going to the meteor site. That is my vote. Anybody else? What is farther? Let's all go around the table and have a vote and hear our say.
Opal
Well,
votes,
Nikolai?
Whisper votes. Go ahead.
Dust will say, well, Nikolai,
Yes.
you did get the worm when you were in the fields.
Yes.
And that is something also to think about. But I, for myself, will probably go to the archives to see if there's anything interesting going on that is outside of the norm. That is where I wish to go.
Okay. I feel opposed to being separated if we do anything. The only person that I would like to be alone to do their own thing would be Whisper, because she has the ability to very easily be covert in whatever they're doing.
I could perhaps investigate one of the council members. Just direct me towards which house. Fire, earth, water, wind, or steel.
Ada, what is your say?
I would like to go to the field, but Nikolai, due to your injury, and I don't want anything else to happen, I'm going with this suggestion.
Okay, I suppose it wouldn't hurt for us to all go to the archive and find out whatever we're doing, and then Whisper, you investigate the Steele family and find anything that you can that will give us a lead on who we can find that might be worth looking into.
All right.
All right.
And before anyone else can say anything, you guys do hear a beeping. It's low and subtle, and for a while you do panic until Nikolai realizes it's his sending stone.
Okay. Pardon me. I'm gonna go take this. And I assume Whisper probably takes off.
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
Ada, before Whisper leaves, she's just gonna warn Whisper, just be careful, please.
What I do?
Alright. She's gonna let her go.
Yeah, before you even turn, she turns into mist. Or at least that's what it feels like, because when you turn back to see where she went, because you felt some strange vibration in the air, she's gone.
I look at the sending stone and I listen to it.
All right. You do hear a message in the sending stone being played out. Not horribly audible, but enough that you can hear. I don't really have much time today. Right now, I'm trying to investigate someone. Just wanted to say hi and make sure everything is okay with you. Call me back whenever you want to. And then you hear someone in the background. We need you right now. We found them. Hurry. I gotta go. Bye. And then it hangs up.
Always busy. I guess
I-
I'll give her a message later down the line. I'll probably later if I remember it later today. I'll call her, but not yet because I only get one time to call her. So
Yeah.
So
I think
Just-
it's funny that she is so busy because of Nikolai and his escapades.
Well, she has her own job.
what?
And
Well, I'm thinking that they're still looking for whoever broke into the mayor's study, secret study.
that more well, when you go back to that city, I'll tell you what happened there.
No.
But no, this is a different case.
Are you having Jillian, and she has created her own party of people and has her own escapades that she goes on and figures out mysteries in the town.
That just sounds like Scooby Doo.
Jillian is a detective, and she works underneath other people as well as with
Oh
people.
my gosh.
But no, she isn't currently like heavily doing her own things. She's just like connected to other things you could or could not have found while you were in the city.
Gotcha.
But yeah, not the detective thing. The investigation on Nikolai's thing, though, that I'm going to tell you right now, it's been solved. How it's been solved, I'm not going to tell you until you go there.
Great.
But yeah,
Case closed. Yeah.
Walks in. I'm sorry to do this, honey. Manacles.
Oh no.
but-
Is this like a new thing we're starting to do? Is this like a boyfriend girlfriend thing? What?
anyways, before you can do anything else, well, not before you can do anything else, relying on a plan and making sure everything is in order, Nikolai, you decide to call back a little bit later. Right now, she clearly seems busy on whatever she's doing. Your team decides to go to the archive system itself. Returning back, the tiefling woman does state, "Oh, welcome back. If you need anything, just let us know." As you step inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do we go?
I think I will go up to the tiefling woman and just talk to her and be like, I should have done this yesterday, but I'm looking for potential tracks of an old friend who came through here many years ago. And I was wondering if you could point me in the direction of your archives.
Let's see here. How far back?
Oof. I would think about 20 to 30 years ago.
Let's see here. Well, those are currently restricted to those that have the clearance for it. I assume you have the proper paperwork from the council?
No, I do not. I did not realize that those documents would need those documents from that far back would actually need it.
Well, they are connected to current events, which are currently restricted. But I suppose we can work with... let me see here. Right now, only last year and up to the current date are restricted. So I suppose if you can refine it a little bit better, I can allow you access to those.
Above game, my mind was not working. So I can have access to the stuff within the last year.
No. Currently, what's
Okay.
restricted in information was this year up to like the beginning of this year, like before the Sundering and then current time. So,
Okay.
2 years back
So-
and then past that, she can give you access as long as you're able to refine it.
I think that'll work.
Very well then. Let's see here. She begins to like scribble a few things here and there, and then gives you what appears to be like a key card kind of thing, but it has magical inscriptions on it. The archives would be farthest end walls to the south. Just raise them up and you'll find the books. However, you do not have access to the year prior and this year, so if they've moved already, I'm afraid we can't help you with that.
Very well. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay. Dusk will go into the back, and I think the rest of the party will also join. Or are you guys going to look for some other things?
It will follow.
Wanna disappear somewhere. But you guys eventually make it to the back area, and you can tell that the first rows are like current point in time to half a year ago to a year ago. So you believe that this current row of books is restricted, but everything else you have access to.
Well, while we're walking in the library, I'm just gonna do a perimeter kind of thing, just like walking around looking at books, and just like pretending like I'm looking for something. But what I'm really doing is keeping an eye and making sure nobody's like tracking us. Kind of just like keeping a head over my shoulder or my eye. Like yeah.
Like while you're doing that, you do see a few people like looking at you because you're like wandering the bookshelves here and there. One of them asks if you need any help. You said, no, I got it. And they walk off. Right now, no one seems to be keeping an eye on you just yet.
Okay.
But Dust, what do you look up?
I am going to pull up some of the records from about 20 to 30 years ago.
Uh-huh.
But I'm also going to pull up records on... It's like more recent ones that I can get access to.
That would be just a little bit over a year.
Yeah. But they're all going to be kind of pertaining to the families of the council members, just to kind of get an idea of what was going on before this happened, and so that we can make potential connections based off of what's happening right now and what was going on before this all happened.
All right. Ada, are you going to help him out?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Dust, you gain advantage with your investigation check, +2 because Ada's already read some of the stuff.
What do I got? Do I have to be near you?
What?
Guidance.
Oh,
I
okay.
walk by Dust real quick. Be like, boom. And then I like keep on going around.
All right, that is 20 +2 and Nikolai's guidance, so 1d4.
Okay, yeah, let's use
And
that
you've taken a
1d4.
long rest, Nikolai, so no wild magic charge just yet.
Ooh. It's only cantrip. Only cantrip.
That's true.
It would be +2, so that would be 26.
You investigate a few books here and there, and you find roughly 5 that pertain to the information you want. 20 to 30 years of historical context, as well as lineages throughout the centuries, which is the book retelling the culture, the sound, and the families in high power and in high regard. Up to close to the final year before you can no longer access anything. The key card no longer glows there. But you collect them all and you begin to read there, or do you like check these out with Nikolai's fake card?
I'm not going to check them out. I'm going to essentially just go through them. I'm not going to do like an in-depth read, but I'm going to be kind of going through, skimming, trying to get a general sense of what was happening.
Yeah. Which books first? General historical clues of the city, or information on the families.
Let's go city first.
Go ahead and roll investigation while Ada and the rest of the squad help you out.
23.
Pretty good.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. As you
Music.
begin to go through the books and the archives, you do see that the historical information on the city is quite vast. Ironically enough, it's the same author that wrote Nikolai's book. Well, based on the information we have here at hand, it does seem that the city itself is quite ancient and quite old. In fact, it seems that it was brought up from the underground itself. Or rather, it has been cultivated by various cultures from the underground and others from the surface, and it has a formal connection to the historical context of where people used to come from, up and down and all around. This is likely where various drow and others came from. The good or bad, it doesn't really matter, people are people, but this is likely was a former entranceway to the Underdark. However, now it has been currently closed since who knows how long ago. Last predecessor of the Underground was, I don't know, give or take 20 years ago. Formerly known as the Steel family. So with that, you can tell that this city itself was a connecting point from the Underdark to the surface races and all that nature. Until roughly around some time ago when things were like basically closed down and cut off from the Underdark. And the last people of various note that came out was the Steel family. The family of elves, of dark elves.
Oh, so the Steel family is a family of dark elves.
Correct. Or drow, as I like to call themselves, because they don't like elves.
Yeah. And so it's saying that this Steel family opened up the gateway a few years ago. Correct?
They were the last family to leave the Underdark. Not that they opened it up, but yeah, they left the Underdark, and then the city itself decided to close down shop to allow no further access from that area.
Okay.
They basically closed the border and filled in the hole.
So it is now open.
Probably.
That is what I'm getting. Okay, any other information?
It does tell you like what the other families do for trade here and there. Jewelry merchants, miners, farmers, and things of that note. Nothing you already don't know. I think Ada already told you. But nothing massive or nothing big. For a while there, they did have droughts here, but they were eventually mended thanks to the process of enchantments, thanks to a family of enchanters of dwarves that came down from the Ironheight Mountains, further to the south, which you already know who that family was. But roughly around little more than 2.5 years ago is when the Steel family began to make way, or at least try to take over the enchanting process from them. And it seems, well, with context clues, you can tell that they did. This place for a while used to be heavily territorially constricted on like who owns what owns where, until basically everything got cleaned up. But when that happened, nothing else major happened. The council was formed. Various people were selected from the highest governing factors of those people that are fighting over the territory, hence earth, wind, water, etc., etc. For some reason, I was going to say block, but that made no sense. The blocks of the area, I think that's what I meant to say. And the mayor that should proceed over all of them, but from what you can tell, clearly does not anymore. And that's the information you get.
Okay.
At least on the city. I'm assuming now the council?
Yes.
Okay.
Are, we,
Go ahead.
are we going?
Reading more books. Nikolai,
Oh, gotcha.
while you're wanting the area to see and secure it, I want you to go ahead and roll another perception check because you've been here for a bit.
Investigation?
Perception.
Yeah, I was just I was trying to throw me a bone, but yeah.
You can tell more or less one or two people are like looking towards this area. Not a lot of catfolk come into this area, so it's not surprising that some people stare, but you're not sure who's a bad
Sure.
guy, who's a good guy. But you guys been here long enough that some people are a little curious of what you're doing here.
Interesting.
Uh,
Okay.
But nothing dramatic has happened. Dust, go ahead and roll investigation with the help of Ada. Because once again, she straight up looked some of this information up.
Dirty 20, unless if you
No, I'm not there.
give me a +2.
Yeah, it's 22.
Ada.
I'm going to say it's a new day. Amara gives you a bardic inspiration.
Okay. I will go ahead and use that. D8.
It's not bad. You flip towards a few openings here and there, and you can read where each family is currently staying and things of that nature. And surprisingly enough, it's the same guy that wrote the books on everyone else you've been reading. The information on these families is quite vast and ever-knowing, but truly they are all in their own states. Rather than that, or at least should I say to that nature, each family within the House of Dawn all correlate to the Feywild's ever-growing natures of the elemental planes. One of fire, water, earth, wind, and the primary of metal have all gone into their own epicenters within the city conclave themselves, thus forming the council. However, each one has a perilous thing to do and to act, and none are superior to each other. However, from time to time, those within the council do try to level their power, but never all and never will supersede one another. Hence why the mayor has been the one to supersede all and observe all. That being the case, though, it all really depends on how good the mayor is at the job. Honestly, I give this current era mayor a 7 out of 10. So as long as no one truly rocks the boat, or forms or finds anything of value or of note, nothing should terribly go wrong. Based off of that, you can tell, from time to time, these individuals formed or connected to the Feywild or the Planes of Elements, hence why each of them are a type of Genasi or merfolk or something of that nature. But the mayor supersedes or observes over all of them to keep them in check and bounds, and only if someone gains a high enough advantage would they ever sway in their favor. Based off information you already have, you can tell that's already happened. You can also tell that from time to time, each of these families fight regardless of anything, and it's more or less a superficial alliance than a major one, at least historically. Who knows now, but they've never ever liked each other. They've tolerated each other. Because they needed to. Let's see here. If true alliances were ever to be formed, you can tell that the House of Steel would align themselves, or the House of Enchanters is what they're called. But now, it's the House of Steel. The House of Steel would align themselves with the House of Earth. The House of Wind would align themselves with the House of Fire. And water would go wherever they are needed. Or they believe is the best option for them.
Okay. So water is the wild card.
Water is the wild card.
Okay. That was a great deal of information. So I can, just based off of the information, I'm just kind of saying this out loud above game, but I'm going to eventually let everybody else know. Maybe not necessarily here.
Sure.
But the Steel family is a family of dark elves, of drow. The city was once a connection to the Underdark, which makes a lot of sense with what's going on right now. Basically, the Sundering opened up that gateway. The Steel family, or the Enchanter family, they were trying to get back 2 years ago, but it wasn't until recently that they actually gained enough power. And normally, the mayor has all the power. That would only change if somebody gained enough power to overthrow. And that, for the most part, the council is pretty much against each other. There are a few alliances that might happen, but they're shaky at best. So if we're to go in and deal with the Steel family, or at least we'd pretty much only be dealing with the Steel family, possibly earth, and a little bit of water, depending on the situation. But fire and air, we can almost say that they wouldn't be involved. Unless if something horribly wrong happened. Am I safe to assume all that, Dogma?
Yeah.
Okay. I will also take note of who this author is.
1T Barrymore. T. Barrymore.
T. Barrymore. Okay. This is rather interesting. I will put these books back up on the shelves.
Huh?
And I want to look for some other books that are by T. Barrymore.
Okay. This would be investigation since you're actively looking for something specific.
Yes.
Yeah. And Ada, I'm assuming you're helping?
I mean, it does tell me about the author and what he's doing.
I don't know.
Yeah. Quietly, yeah, he would say, this is rather interesting. A lot of these books that we've come across were written by the same author. Let's see if there's any other books by him.
All right. Then, yeah, she's helping.
Okay. If you're just helping or if you want to roll for yourself, go ahead and roll. If not, you just say who you're helping.
You might as well roll because dang.
That's fair.
I'm doing really good with investigation right now.
Oh, you both did good.
Hey.
Yeah.
Looking And scouring through the rest of the area, you can tell that a lot of books are written by various people. However, you find, specifically you two, find 2 more books in this library. Unfortunately, he did not write the entire thing. But you do find 2 more books. Dust, in your hand, you do read, or rather, you do find the title, Ancient Lore of Creatures About, and Ada, you do find the title, Monstrosities and the Ones Within.
At this moment, I walk over and I look like, what are you guys looking for?
I became a little interested in this particular author.
Oh, the author that found the book that I have?
Yeah, let's have a look and see what other things he has to say.
These 2 specific books that you guys found were like Nikolai's, like, dug into other books, like trying to hide them, or maybe if you've ever done this, you put books in front of the other books because you don't have time to pick it up later, but you don't want someone else to take it. They're just rude things. Looking and flipping through your book, Dust, you do read some things here and there until something catches your eye. Once you read, or at least once you get to page 86, you read the following. And thus, that is why the ancient dragon, mother, is currently in the mountain pass. However, that is not to say that she will be there forever, as the Caltera, or Calvera, I really don't remember how it's called, may erupt one day, depending on what type of forces are about the area. And then, like, a little note of an author to the side. It is, and then says the correct thing, because I always forget what it is. The thing that opens up, making a volcano.
Oh, Caldera?
Caldera, thank you. Yeah,
No.
author side note. Caldera, I've been informed.
You share this?
Dust will not share this at this moment in time.
You have message.
You also know
this
how
is
Nikolai
something
is.
that
Wait,
Dust- he knows how Nikolai is. And so he's read it.
Good idea.
taken note of it. Taken note of it. But he's not going to tell Nikolai until
Did
a
you read
later
anything
date.
interesting, Dust?
Does the book give an idea of how strong this, of the age of this dragon?
You flip through, like, some of the connecting pages, or like some of the books that are around it, and you can
He
tell.
didn't find anything interesting.
You can tell that it gives you information on, like, what a dragon or an ancient dragon can do. It's highly dangerous, but it doesn't give you, like, a classification of 2 mammoths can take this thing down. Nothing major. It's just, like, more storytelling or things of that.
No. Dust is just more of looking to the age because he knows that the older a dragon is, the stronger it is.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to get an idea of how old this dragon is so that he can be like, yeah, no, we're not fighting this thing.
In the passage, it does read, according to information, or at least historical context, it is more or less 2,000 years old. But from ancient colonial information, it does seem to register beyond that. So I currently do not know its age. So be careful if you ever find yourselves in the mountains and inside a volcano. So it's old.
Man, Dust, why are the books so boring? Like, you have to spend all this time reading a book and then learning all the information. Why don't they just have, like, things that you could look at and it shows you all the information?
There is a great deal that cannot be seen through. There is a great deal that cannot be seen through necessarily the world, or through pictures. But words have a very powerful effect.
Amara does state, Nikolai, I think you're talking about bards. Bards use illusionary scripts songs to give you information.
Well, no, they make illusionary magic, and they seem like they paint the picture in your mind through song and dance. But I'm talking about like a moving picture story. You know what I mean?
More or less. Minor illusions can also move.
Yes. I don't know, but I don't know. Never mind. I'm fantasizing.
Okay.
Nikolai just.
Yeah, Amar's not sure if you
Reads it.
just offended
Yeah.
or like don't know what her job is.
It is just ignoring the conversation while reading the book.
Ada, go ahead and roll investigation. Not bad. You flip through it here and there, reading upon things, and you get to a point where it says, pact tactics. But pact as in written in contract pact, instead of like, pact as in wolves and stuff. Now then, based off the information I do have, it does seem devils, fiends, and all the like, various fae and the sort are contributed to what's known as pact, but each pact has different boons and different connecting points. However, they're not all entirely invulnerable. Each pact has a way of being broken, but never really told to each participant, as one would want their own, as some would call it, way out in case things go super bad for them. However, that's not to say that all people do this, just the ones that are more conniving. So if you ever find this, make sure you're fully aware of what the word of contract states. If someone else accidentally binds you to something else, well, then you might want to murder them. Side note of the author. This is a joke, of course. I do not condone violence. Unless needed. Side note. My publisher has stated no violence should be caused to anyone.
Above game, I am so glad Dust did not get that book.
Just as like a fun little roleplay thing, I was muted.
Yeah.
So Ada, no, I wasn't muted. Like I didn't hear what you read. So Ada, you're gonna have to tell me what he said at some point in roleplay.
Yeah. I might need to write that down then. Hold on. Hang on. Yeah, it is not going to say anything about that till later.
Yeah.
If they're in the safe place.
Basic information. Creatures that form pacts or contracts always leave a loophole in the case things go bad or sour. So if you ever find it or know the full wording of the contract, make sure you look out for these because they are generally prevalent unless the thing that's making the contract is righteous or true to their word. That being the case, though, if someone accidentally does it or purposefully does it to you, murder them because they deserve it. Side note, my author told me not to tell people to murder people. Publisher.
It's about 9:10. I mean, it's about a little after our halfway point.
Yeah.
Do we want to take a break right now?
Yeah, sounds good. I was about to suggest
Good
that.
idea.
Yeah, no, I got to use the restroom, so.
No problem. I'll meet you guys back in 5.
I'm glad